Hello everyone, now we are going to discuss the parameters which affect the multiple dosage regimen. The parameters, there are primarily two parameters that affect the multiple dosage regimen. They are the dose size and the second is dosing frequency. So, irrespective of the route of administration and complexity of the pharmacokinetic equations, the two major parameters that can be adjusted in developing a dosage regimen are the dose size and the dosing frequency. In other words, these are the two parameters that affect the multiple dosage regimen. So, coming to dose size is nothing but the quantity of the drug administered each time. In simple words, it is the dose of the drug. Now coming to dosing frequency, which is represented by tau, it is the time interval between two consecutive doses. The time interval between two consecutive doses is nothing but dosing frequency. Now let us discuss dose size in detail. As we have discussed, dose size is nothing but the quantity of the drug administered each time, and the apparent magnitude of therapeutic response and the toxic response, it depends exclusively on the dose size. I repeat, the apparent magnitude of the therapeutic response and the toxic response, it depends exclusively on the dose size, and usually the dose size is directly proportional to the toxicity of the drug. Greater the dose size, greater will be the fluctuations during each dose interval and greater are the chances of toxicity. I repeat, greater the dose size, greater will be the fluctuations between concentration at steady state maximum and concentration of steady state minimum during each dose interval, and greater are the chances of toxicity. In our further sessions, we will be discussing the steady state concentration terms in detail. As of now, greater the dose size, greater are the fluctuations between CSS maximum and CSS minimum during each dose interval, and greater are the chances of toxicity. So as we can see here or discussed earlier, small dose profile, it usually results in minimum fluctuations but the drug is therapeutically ineffective. In case of large dose profile, maximum fluctuations are seen and the drug shows both therapeutic and toxic responses. And optimal dose profile is very ideal, which shows minimum fluctuations and the therapy is or the drug is therapeutically successful. So this is the plasma concentration time profile, and here tau is nothing but the dosing frequency. As you can see, in case of smaller dose or smaller dose profile, the drug concentrations are below the therapeutic level. This is the minimum effective concentration. So in case of small dose profile, the drug concentrations are below the therapeutic level. Though minimum fluctuations are seen in this case, the therapy is unsuccessful or the drug is therapeutically ineffective. Whereas in case of large dose profiles, maximum fluctuations are seen. The brown color indicates large dose profile drug. Here maximum fluctuations are seen and the drug shows both therapeutic and toxic effect. This is the maximum safe concentration. So here the drug shows both therapeutic effect and the toxic effect, which is also not ideal. When it comes to optimal dosage profile, the drug concentrations are within the therapeutic window. That is, they are within the range of minimum effective concentration and the maximum safe concentration. So in these cases, the therapy is successful or the drug shows therapeutic efficacy in case of optimal dose profiles. Now coming to the second parameter that affects the multiple dosage regimens is dosing frequency. So dosing frequency is nothing but the time interval between two consecutive doses. So here also three cases are seen: higher dosing frequency, optimal dosing frequency and lower or less dosing frequency. So whenever it comes to high dosing frequency or higher dosing frequency, that is a drug is administered frequently, that is nothing but higher dosing frequency. So whenever a drug is administered frequently, its dosing interval or dosing frequency is usually less than its T-half. So before the completion of the T-half of the drug, the second dose is administered in these cases. So here, though the fluctuations are less, because the drug is administered in lesser time duration or before its T-half, accumulation of the drug may be seen. So here the drug shows both therapeutic and toxic effects are seen. Whenever the dosing frequency is high, the drug may show therapeutic and toxic responses due to the accumulation of the drug. So in case of less dosing frequencies, usually the dosing frequency is greater than the T-half. That is, after 1 to 3 T-halves of the drug, the second dose is administered. In these cases, very large fluctuations are seen and still the drug is therapeutically unsuccessful. In case of less dosing frequency, larger fluctuations are seen and the therapy is unsuccessful. So as in case of dose size, in case of dosing frequency also, optimum dosing frequency is very ideal. Optimum dosing frequency is nothing but when the dosing frequency is equal to the T-half of the drug. The time interval between two doses of a drug is equivalent to its T-half. So that is an ideal case. In such cases, the therapy is successful or the drug is therapeutically successful. So here we can see the schematic representation of plasma concentration and time profile with regards to dosing frequency. So for less dosing frequency, that is the tau is greater than T-half, large fluctuations are seen and the drug is therapeutically unsuccessful. Whereas in case of higher dosing frequencies, that is the tau is less than the half-life of the drug, though less fluctuations are seen, the drug shows both therapeutic and toxic effect. So the red line indicates optimum dosing frequency. Here the dosing frequency is equal to the T-half of the drug. Here the drug is therapeutically effective. So by this we complete the effect of dose size and dosing frequency on the multiple dosage regimen, on the plasma drug concentration and time profile. Now coming to the importance, so why dosing size and frequency are important. So a proper balance between both dose size and dosing frequency is often desired to attain steady state concentrations with minimum fluctuations. So the multiple dosage regimens should attain steady state concentrations with minimum fluctuations to ensure the therapeutic efficacy and safety of the drug. And for attainment of optimal therapy, the thumb rule is that the dosing frequency, as we have discussed earlier, for the attainment of optimal therapy, the thumb rule is the dosing frequency should be equal to the half-life of a drug. However, there are certain exceptions and let us discuss those exceptions. In case of drugs, for drugs with wide therapeutic index, those who have wide therapeutic index such as penicillins, that is the difference between their minimum effective concentration and the maximum safe concentration is high. For example, penicillins, large doses may be administered at relatively longer intervals. For drugs with wide therapeutic index such as penicillins, though large doses may be administered at relatively longer periods. That is, even though the tau or dosing frequency is less than the t half, then also therapy will be successful for drugs such as penicillins which have wide therapeutic index. And similarly for drugs with narrow therapeutic index such as digoxin, small doses at frequent intervals, that is, higher dosing frequency is also a better choice. For drugs with narrow therapeutic index, small doses at frequent intervals is ideal. The drug dose should be small and dosing frequency should be high for drugs such as digoxin which have narrow therapeutic index. And similarly for drugs with shorter half-life and narrow therapeutic index, their half-life is shorter, that is less than 3 hours, and they have narrow therapeutic index. Example is heparin. In such cases, dosing frequency has to be essentially less than the t half. So for drugs with shorter t half and narrow therapeutic index such as heparin, the dosing frequency should be less than the t half. And for drugs with intermediate t half, that is between 3 to 8 hours and low therapeutic index, the dosing frequency might be less than or equal to t half. And for drugs with high therapeutic index, the drugs which have high therapeutic index, they may have a dosing frequency between 1 to 3 half-lives. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for further videos on biopharmaceutics and pharmacokinetics.